White House Senior Living. Our residents feel right at home. Our vibrant facility offers delightful activities and outings, round-the-clock professional care, and exquisite house-made meals.
Well, I've been eating everything that's put in front of me. I've been eating all Italian foods, basically.
And ice cream.
And ice cream, chocolate chip ice cream.
White House Senior Living, where residents feel like presidents.
Thought I had it unmuted. Hello, everyone. Welcome to what probably will be a massive stream today. The entire internet is talking about it. Tucker Carlson's interview with Vladimir Putin. That's right. What's going on, everybody? Scan in. I see everyone already in the chat. There's a lot of excitement. There's an echo. Is there an echo? Shouldn't be an echo. Is there an echo? Let me know. Shouldn't be, though. We should be good to go. All right, testing everything out. I just got here to Pensacola. I wanted to go live a little bit because there is a lot going on. There is an awful lot going on. The chat is going fucking crazy right now. Holy crap. Krista added new emojis. Holy crap. Look at those Tucker Carlson emojis. Krista Nova adding emojis. Let's freaking go. But yes, the Tucker Carlson interview is scheduled to drop in 15 minutes. It's already been an extremely busy day because the Supreme Court was hearing the nonsensical Colorado case. And dude, I don't know if I've seen a beatdown like that since CM Punk went to UFC. I mean, that was a beatdown beyond belief. And I just can't believe it. I can't believe how bad of a beatdown that was. But, of course, President Trump is going to take the dub. There's some people are speculating it could be a 9-0 opinion. I mean, it's absolutely insane. That was a brutal beatdown. It was glorious to watch. It was glorious to witness. And, man, I tell you what, that got the day started off really, really well. Now we have this moment in history. This is going to be a moment in history with Tucker Carlson. And I'm not sure what to think, but Willie Will just dropped a 199. Holy shit. Willie Will just dropped a proper 199 here on the YouTube chat. We are live on Rumble. We're live on Kick. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea what to expect. We've had this event set up since late last night. Shout out to Willie freaking Will. You know what? This chat's going crazy. This chat deserves to be on screen. Look at this chat right now. Also, Rumble, I got you too. Look at here. Look at you, Rumble. I see you, Rumble. We got Rumble. We got YouTube. Okay? We're ready to rock and roll. We're also live on Kick. Now, today is going to be a historic day. A historic day for many reasons. Tucker Carlson, from what I understand, is going to be hosting this on his website in 12 minutes. Will his website hold up? Will the website hold up? I don't know. That's going to be the question. I don't know when he's supposed to upload this to Twitter, but obviously Twitter will be a better place for him if that is, in fact, where he decides to upload it if his website crashes. I think the website's going to crash, but time will tell. Now, all of the Snake Pit, which is our chat for any of the new members, the new viewers, the Snake Pit is very generous, especially when we get a big audience here. I even saw Dragon Dan, and shout out to you, Dragon Dan. He's like, hey, everybody, make sure you like the video. This is a big stream for Jeremy. You guys are the best, okay? The absolute best. I really appreciate that. I appreciate that you guys take as much pride in what we do here as I do. That means the world to me. And we see Eric right there with 5 gifted memberships. I think we're going to get a lot of gifties tonight. And Master Bader has already dropped one as well. And look, let's show this really quick while we're waiting. I wanted to go live 15 minutes early because there is a lot. There was a lot. But let's just look at this really quickly, okay? Let's look at this really quickly. So this is from today's Supreme Court hearing. Listen to this.
He didn't use all of his time at trial. There was ample process here, and this is how ballot access determinations in election cases are decided all the time.
Okay.
Second question, some of the rhetoric of your position, I don't think it is your position, but some of the rhetoric of your position seems to suggest unless the states can do this, no one can prevent insurrectionists from holding federal office. But obviously Congress has enacted statutes, including one still in effect, Section 2383 of Title 18 prohibits insurrection. It's a federal criminal statute. And if you're convicted of that, you are, it says, shall be disqualified from holding any office. And so there is a federal statute on the books, but President Trump has not been charged with that. So what are we to make of that?
Two things, Your Honor. Section 2383 was initially enacted about
He hasn't been charged with insurrection. What part of this do you not understand? President Trump has not been charged. I mean, good Lord, man. And Clarence Thomas destroyed this clown, too. This clown. I'm serious, man. I haven't seen a beatdown this bad since CM Punk was in UFC. Like, that's how bad it was. Also, shout out to the Right to Bear memes, grand old memes. I mean, come on. How good is that? How good is this? Dementia, Lost My Mind. Obviously, from the classic Nirvana album, Nevermind, and you got the classified information right there. Dude, it's so bad. It's so bad right now. It really is, man. It's really something else. So I am currently on Tucker Carlson's website. I have Jay Hailstorm looking out for it. Now, Hailstorm, if you're listening in, I don't have to be signed. I can sign up for Tucker Carlson's website right now, but do I have to be signed up for Tucker Carlson's website in order to watch this? I guess I'd need to know that. And I'll sign up right now because obviously we love Tucker. We respect Tucker. He's the man. I'll join right now. Fuck it. You know what? Hey, I'm joining right now. I'm going to go annual. All right. Do I have all my information in here? Let's do it. Let's sign up for Tucker, his website right now. Okay.
It doesn't appear that you do, but I mean, we won't. I mean,
yeah.
Until it actually goes live,
we're gonna sign up for Tucker's website because we respect Tucker. All right, let's see. All right, I got to confirm my email really quickly. Make sure I don't have any of this shit up on the screen. Let's see. All right, waiting for the email to come in. Look at that. A big red bomb right there. Is it going to my junk mail? Really? Are you sending Tucker Carlson's website to my junk mail? It looks like they sent it to my junk mail. Are you kidding me? Holy crap. That's amazing. Google does not look like they like Tucker Carlson. Let's see here. Yep. So we're going to sign up now just to be safe. I'm pretty sure you don't need to, but we want to make sure that that we're good to go. Okay. All right. Holy crap, man. You guys are insane. You guys are insane. I agree to pay Tucker Carlson for the entire year. Absolutely. I'm paying Tucker for the entire year. Tucker Carlson is the single last great journalist. And right now, yes, we are officially signed up for Tucker Carlson at TCN. Holy crap. The real Elena for $99.99 says, hey, D-Day, throwing a Hail 199 your way in honor of my guy, Vic Whiplash, who loves your show and definitely needs the guy time with you tonight since I made him a bit cranky. Hold the line. Look at that. That's a badass woman right there. Shout out to you and to Vic Whiplash. That is awesome. I love the enthusiasm. Hell yes. Thank you so much. And hold the line 199. That's a based chick right there. That's a based chick. Let's get those hold the line emojis in the chat. Hold the line 199. All right, so we are on Tucker Carlson's website right now. Let's go ahead and switch over there. So we have this pulled up, and then I also have Tucker Carlson's Twitter account pulled up. So we're just going to wait and see when this all drops. Website seems to be working pretty good right now. Oh, I need to verify my email. Hang on just a minute. Let me verify my email.
Jeremy, it's live.
It's live? Okay.
Yep, on his website as of right now.
All right, here we go. Let me go over to it. Here we go. Watch now. I don't see it.
We're in Moscow tonight.
Not watch now. Go to the main page and then scroll right below the watch now. Must see videos, and then it's right there.
Must see videos. I'm looking for it. Oh,
Just
there it
refresh
is.
the
I got
page.
it. I got
Yep.
it. I got it. Here we go. All right. Here
The
we go.
following is an interview with the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, shot February 6, 2024 at about 7 p.m. in the building behind us, which is, of course, the Kremlin. The interview, as you will see if you watch it, is primarily about the war in progress, the war in Ukraine, how it started, what's happening, and most pressingly, how it might end. One note before you watch. At the beginning of the interview, we asked the most obvious question, which is, why did you do this? Did you feel a threat, an imminent physical threat? And that's your justification. And the answer we got shocked us. Putin went on for a very long time, probably half an hour, about the history of Russia going back to the 8th century. And honestly, we thought this was a filibustering technique and found it annoying and interrupted him several times. And he responded he was annoyed by the interruption. But we concluded in the end, for what it's worth, that it was not a filibustering technique. There was no time limit on the interview. We ended it after more than 2 hours. Instead, what you're about to see seemed to us sincere, whether you agree with it or not. Vladimir Putin believes that Russia has a historic claim to parts of Western Ukraine. So our opinion would be to view it in that light, as a sincere expression of what he thinks. And with that, here it is. Mr. President, thank you. On February 22nd, 2022, you addressed your country in a nationwide address when the conflict in Ukraine started. And you said that you were acting because you had come to the conclusion that the United States, through NATO, might initiate a, quote, surprise attack on our country. And to American ears, that sounds paranoid. Tell us why you believe the United States might strike Russia out of the blue. How did you conclude that?
It's not that America, the United States, was going to launch a surprise strike on Russia. I didn't say that. Are we having a talk show or a serious conversation?
Here's the quote. Thank you. It's a formidable, serious talk.
Because your basic education is in history, as far as I understand.
Yes.
So if you don't mind, I will take only 30 seconds or 1 minute to give you a short reference to history for giving you a little historical background.
Please.
Let's look where our relationship with Ukraine started from. Where did Ukraine come from? The Russian state started gathering itself as a centralized statehood, and it is considered to be the year of the establishment of the Russian state in 862, when the townspeople of Novgorod invited a Varangian prince, Rurik, from Scandinavia to reign. In 1862, Russia celebrated the 1000th anniversary of its statehood. And in Novgorod, there is a memorial dedicated to the 1000th anniversary of the country. In 882, Rurik's successor, Prince Oleg, who was actually playing the role of regent at Rurik's younger son, because Rurik had died by that time, came to Kiev. He ousted two brothers who apparently had once been members of Rurik's squad. So Russia began to develop with two centers of power, Kiev and Novgorod. The next very significant date in the history of Russia was 988. This was the baptism of Russia, when Prince Vladimir, the great-grandson of Rurik, baptized Russia and adopted Orthodoxy, or Eastern Christianity. From this time, the centralized Russian state began to strengthen. Why? Because of the single territory, integrated economic ties, one and the same language, and, after the baptism of Russia, the same faith and rule of the prince. The centralized Russian state began to take shape. Back in the Middle Ages, Prince Yaroslav the Wise introduced the order of succession to a throne. But after he passed away, it became complicated for various reasons. The throne was passed not directly from father to eldest son, but from the prince who had passed away to his brother, then to his sons in different lines. All this led to the fragmentation and the end of Rus as a single state. There was nothing special about it. The same was happening then in Europe. But the fragmented Russian state became an easy prey to the empire created earlier by Genghis Khan. His successors, namely Batu Khan, came to Rus, plundered and ruined nearly all the cities. The southern part, including Kiev, by the way, and some other cities, simply lost independence, while northern cities preserved some of their sovereignty. They had to pay tribute to the horde, but they managed to preserve some part of their sovereignty. And then a unified Russian state began to take shape with its center in Moscow. The southern part of Russian lands, including Kiev, began to gradually gravitate towards another magnet, the center that was emerging in Europe. This was the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. It was even called the Lithuanian-Russian Duchy, because Russians were a significant part of this population. They spoke the old Russian language and were Orthodox.
This is a hell of an answer.
But then there was a unification, the union of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania and the Kingdom of Poland. A few years later, another union was signed, but this time already in the religious sphere. Some of the Orthodox priests became subordinate to the Pope. Thus, these lands became part of the Polish-Lithuanian state. During decades, the Poles were engaged in Polonization of this part of the population. They introduced their language there, tried to entrench the idea that this population was not exactly Russians, that because they lived on the fringe, they were Ukrainians. Originally, the word Ukrainian meant that a person was living on the outskirts of the state, along the fringes, or was engaged in a border patrol service. It didn't mean any particular ethnic group. So the Poles were trying to, in every possible way, to colonize this part of the Russian lands, and actually treated it rather harshly, not to say cruelly. All that led to the fact that this part of the Russian lands began to struggle for their rights. They wrote letters to Warsaw demanding that their rights be observed and people be commissioned here, including to Kiev.
I beg your pardon, can you tell us what period, I'm losing track of where in history we are, the Polish oppression of Ukraine?
It was in the 13th century. Now I will tell you what happened later and give the dates so that there is no confusion. And in 1654, even a bit earlier, the people who were in control of the authority over that part of the Russian lands addressed Warsaw, I repeat, demanding that they send them to rulers of Russian origin and Orthodox faith. When Warsaw did not answer them, and in fact rejected their demands, they turned to Moscow, so that Moscow took them away. So that you don't think that I'm inventing things.
Oh, this is all planned. Putin had this whole thing planned. This is all, he is working.
I'll give you these documents.
He is working.
Well, it doesn't sound like you're inventing it. I'm not sure why it's relevant to what happened to you.
He's working it.
But still, these are documents from the archives, copies. Here are the letters from Bogdan Khmelnytsky, the man who then controlled the power in this part of the Russian lands that is now called Ukraine. He wrote to Warsaw demanding that their rights be upheld, and after being refused, he began to write letters to Moscow, asking to take them under the strong hand of the Moscow Tsar. There are copies of these documents. I will leave them for your good memory. There is a translation into Russian. You can translate it into English later. Russia would not agree to admit them straight away, assuming that the war with Poland would start. Nevertheless, in 1654, the Pan-Russian Assembly of top clergy and landowners, headed by the Tsar, which was the representative body of the power of the old Russian state, decided to include a part of the old Russian lands into Moscow Kingdom. As expected, the war with Poland began. It lasted 13 years, and then in 1654, a truce was concluded. And 32 years later, I think, a peace treaty with Poland, which they called Eternal Peace, was signed. And these lands, the whole left bank of Dnieper, including Kiev, went to Russia.
I have got to pause it, unfortunately, because I'm getting a copyright warning that YouTube's going to block my video. So I have got to at least stop it for a minute, because it says they're going to block me. And they're probably going to do it to everybody else streaming this right now if they're doing it to me. So I got a copyright warning. So I'm going to have to pause and add some commentary to this, or they're going to shut me down. So I know exactly what he's doing right now. This was a plan. This dude is a fucking brilliant snake in the grass. All right. That's what he is. That's what he is. He's 100% a snake in the grass, and I am fascinated to see where he takes this thing. I'm fascinated to see where he takes it. So we're going to keep going, and we're going to ride this thing out. And if I got to shut this thing down on YouTube, we are live on Rumble, okay?
Russia. And the whole right bank of Dnieper remained in Poland. Under the rule of Catherine the Great, Russia reclaimed all of its historical lands, including in the south and west. This all lasted until the revolution. Before World War I, Austrian General Staff relied on the ideas of Ukrainianization and started actively promoting the ideas of Ukraine and the Ukrainianization. Their motive was obvious. Just before World War I, they wanted to weaken the potential enemy and secure themselves favorable conditions in the border area. So the idea which had emerged in Poland that people residing in that territory were allegedly not really Russians, but rather belonged to a special ethnic group, Ukrainians, started being propagated by the Austrian General Staff. As far back as the 19th century, theorists calling for Ukrainian independence appeared. All those, however, claimed that Ukraine should have a very good relationship with Russia. They insisted on that. After the 1917 revolution, the Bolsheviks sought to restore the statehood, and the civil war began, including the hostilities with Poland. In 1921, peace with Poland was proclaimed, and under that treaty, the right bank of Dnieper River once again was...
Yeah, so they shut me down on YouTube. They've blocked me on YouTube.
Yeah, your stream is suspended for policy violations.
Yep. Jesus Christ. All right. What the fuck? Why am I getting blocked for this? This is fucking bullshit.
Does it say where it's from? Like if it's TCN or if it's from the Ukraine stuff?
I don't know. But I'm shutting it.
I know it said the Ukraine stuff like in the YouTube studio the other day. It was